Dear students, now we will discuss the fourth lecture of Power and Politics module, that is organizational politics. Last lecture you have seen the political behavior, that is very common. Now organizational politics, it is very unique in nature. It is well designed politics in organization, but behavior is not well designed. So organizational politics is dimensions and consequences. What kind of organizational politics is required in organizations for achieving organizational goals, for survival in the particular industry, to succeed over the competition. So organizational politics is dimensions and consequences. Consequences means it is right or bad. So many things are there in power and politics. Actually, power and politics define the organizational behavior. I am telling you frankly. That particular practically, organizational politics is particular development in the field of organizational behavior that defines for policy adoption. It is very necessary for policy adoption, for change management, for innovation, for sustainability. So many things you will be knowing out of this lecture: definition of organizational politics and its dimensions and consequences. Start from the first point. What exactly organizational politics? The structure and process of using authority and power affect the definition of goals, directions and other major parameters of the organization. Decisions are not made rationally or formally, but rather through compromise, accommodation and bargaining. That is Tushman 1977. What does it mean exactly? Decisions, normally we know that being a researcher in the field of organization behavior, decision making is the outcome of research. But framing some kind of alternatives in decision making and the choosing the best alternatives, that is not only the mechanic process, it is not the programming process, and there is some kind of compromise, some kind of bargaining, some kind of accommodation is required. And for that purpose, you need to influence somebody, you need to create some kind of atmosphere through political practices, organizational political practices. Second definition, organizational politics refers to those activities that are not required as a part of one's formal role of organizations, but that influence or attempt to influence the distribution of advantage, disadvantages within the organizations. Farrell and Peterson 1982. It is not the formal process, it is the mechanism, it is some kind of strategy. It is not something like that some wrong way getting advantage. It is very sophisticated process in organization basically for achieving organizational goals. As I told, that change management is very important for that, adoption of organizational politics. Now see organizational politics dimensions. What are the dimensions and consequences? Power dynamics, influence techniques, networking and alliance, conflict and competition, positive consequences and negative consequences. These are all the dimensions and consequences. Power dynamics, what exactly? Already I have told, I have discussed some other lecture also. Power is the force which influence you to play a vital role to convince others. Power is central to organizational politics. It involves ability to influence others, control resources and make decisions. Example, you can see a manager may use their authority to allocate resources to projects that benefit their team, even if those projects are not the most strategic for the organization. The power dynamics already I have given lecture, I think that in the power and politics domain, it is one of the dimensions. That means you need some kind of power, you need to acquire some kind of power to influence others. Now, second one is the influence tactics, is very important. It is not the politics, it is the tactics, influence tactics. Why you can influence others. Some of examples you are here, like is the persuasion, negotiation, forming alliance is very important. It is some kind of techniques. You can persuade, you can negotiate, you can form alliance. This is very important part I am telling you, students. Otherwise, you have the political behavior, you understand the organizational politics, but you don't know what way politics to be applied. Without tactics is not possible. Persuasion is one of the great examples, negotiation, forming alliance. In organizations, we have the different groups, different informal groups. We need some kind of alliance, we need some kind of persuasion, we need some sort of bargaining, some sort of negotiation. Then forms of negotiation, techniques of negotiation, there are so many things are there. Example, an employee might build a coalition with colleagues to gain support for new initiative. Adoption of change, nurturing changes, then getting result out of that is not so easy. That cases what you need basically is support from other colleagues. Dimension third is the networking and alliance. What exactly? Building relationship and alliance is a key to aspect of organizational politics. Network can provide access to information, resources and support. Example, a leader might cultivate relationship with key stakeholders to ensure their lead ideas are supported during decision making. Now, in this particular lecture, I have focused on decision making process because it is one of the powerful activities of management. I think framing the alternatives, interacting with environment, some macroeconomic data, some personality, trade-off among personalities, different types of people are involved here. So, that cases you need the alliance. You can't predict that all of people, those who are having the same mindset, but we need the proper outcome of your decision. So, without networking, without alliance is not possible. A leader might cultivate relationship with key shareholders, stakeholders to ensure their ideas are supported during decision making. It is very important because decision making is the process whereas all kind of efficiency of organizations, success of organizations is purely depend on decision making process. Conflict and competition is very common, dimensions 4. Like as why these dimensions basically, in organizations conflict and competition is very common and we need the politics, we need the organizational politics. Politics often arise from conflicts over resources, goals and priorities. Competition for promotion, recognition or budget allocations can fuel political behavior. What exactly that means basically? Politics often arise from conflict over resources, goals and priorities. It is very common. Conflict, there is no any particular causes of conflict, but conflict is very common. Maybe that because of resource allocation, maybe because of development, maybe because of some opportunities for different group of people. It is not sharing equally, that may lead some kind of conflict. And competition are there basically. So, this is also main context, main dimensions of organizational politics. Two departments competing for limited budget may engage in political tactics to secure funding. It is very important part that several departments in organizations, they are having their own budget and it's approval from higher authority from your organizations. You need some kind of lobbying, some kind of political pressure, that is so called organizational politics is required. Then dimension 5 is the perception of fairness, is very important. That is also one kind of what I say that dimensions of organizational politics. Perception of fairness. Fairness is the very important term in justice, that what way you are allocating your resources in fair way, your methodology or methods is sufficient enough to distribute the resource in excellent way, so called distributive justice, distributive fairness, interactional fairness, sharing information equally among the different group of people, different group of employees. These are all very important context of any organization. You must be learning. There is the part of that leads some kind of what I said that the organizational politics and its dimensions. Example, if promotions are perceived to be based on favoritism rather than merit, employees may resort to political behavior to advance their career. So, this is some of example. Then dimension 6, organizational culture. So many things are there basically. Organizational culture, the culture of an organization can either encourage or discourage political behavior. In highly competitive or hierarchical culture, politics may thrive. See, in organizational culture, what type of culture you have in organization? Is it supportive culture, authoritarian culture, client culture? What types? Supportive culture, what type it is? Suppose your culture is not well recognized and it is not well standard, it is not framed as per the practice of organization. That may lead some kind of politics. So, that is also the useful dimensions. A company where who you know matters more than what you know. Political behavior is likely to be more prevalent. Now, see here one of the important part, you must be clear that organizational culture, if it is not sound, if it is not created authentically and it is not long lasting, that leads some kind of politics. You want to create culture, that also needs politics. So, this is some of things basically which I need to clear. Positive consequences is very important. Negative consequences may be negative, positive. One is the facilitates change. Through politics, you can change your, I think good politics, you can change and you can adapt from the change and your change development will be faster. Resource allocation, you can distribute your resources in excellent way, in higher priority area. Career advancement, suppose if you understand the political behavior or that is so called organizational politics, then you can shape your career accordingly. And I am telling you it is very common, almost all of organizations, and we are also doing some kind of research on that particular area. In organizational politics, I think that navigating organizational politics can help individual advance their career. Suppose if your career is needed some kind of vertical qualification, some extra skill, extra some training, then definitely that will you have to adopt, that you have to learn. So, that is also the part of the organizational politics. Then career advancement is also one of the important part, that is the positive consequences. Now, see some of negative consequences. If there is excessive politics, that will be more dangerous. Decreased moral, erosion of trust, so many examples are there, inefficiency. I think that is also the debatable. politics may lead to the wasted time and resources as individual focus on advancing their own agendas rather than organizational goals. These are the practice, what we perceive. And the erosion of trust, because you have certain set of mind, everywhere is politics. Political behavior can undermine trust within teams and resource allocation, across organization, and decrease morale is very important things, because that may lead some kind of frustration, stress, and decrease job satisfaction among employees, because every cases it is the excessive politics. Now, because that is one of the debatable issues basically, that's why I need to give the conclusion basically that particular part. Up to what level we need the organizational politics. But political behavior is needed, political tactics is needed, but organizational politics is welcome or not. Throughout the organization, different group of people, policy framers, and those who are change agent, those who are adopting some kind of policy, every cases, what kind of politics is required basically. So, one of the, it is inevitable aspect of workplace dynamics. While it can be tool for driving change and achieving goals, it can also lead to negative outcomes if not managed effectively. Understanding the dimensions and consequences of organizational politics can help leaders and employees navigate these dynamics in a way that benefits both individual and the organization as a whole. That my submission is that excessive politics may be bad, but you need that extent of politics which will be the win-win. Organizations may be benefited, employees may be benefited, overall that will be healthy for any organization. So, sum of questions frame for this particular purpose basically, you can see how power dynamics shape the organizational decision making process, and what are the ethical implications of using positional authority to influence resource allocations. What role do influence tactics play in overcoming resistance to organizational change? Under what condition do these tactics become manipulative? How does interdepartmental competition for limited resources, organizational politics, and what strategies can leaders employ to mitigate its negative effects? How can organizational politics serve as a catalyst for innovation and decision making while posing risks to trust, collaboration, and workplace culture? Ultimately, the 4 different questions shows that politics not bad, but thing is that quantum of politics which may be helpful for organizational growth and decision making process. So many references are there basically, you can go through the reference for your study, like as managing with power, power in and around organization, perception of organizational politics, journal of management, organization behavior, so many books, journal, or some of articles you can see that will enlarge your learning capability, that because of this is one of the emerging issues in organizational behavior. Lot of works are to be needed basically to establish organizational politics in right direction for the organization. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much.